Do the thing.
Oh,
Because we've not played for so long.
there we are.
Boom. There we go. Should be at me now.
Are we on? Are we on?
We're on. We're on.
Yeah.
We're on.
We've got Psycho Penguin. Yay! Right. Welcome to Heavyweight Gaming. This is... Oh, shit. I've just turned that up. I wanted to turn it down.
And like always, we always start with something going wrong.
Right. It's been a while since we played, 10 weeks, I think, now said to us. We don't have a Nathan tonight, so Jean will not be joining us. We are playing Carbon 2185. It is a cyberpunk game using the 5e rules. It was created by Dragon Turtle Games, which you can see, thanks to our sponsor, Dragon Turtle Games. It's really cool. If you like cyberpunk and you're looking for an easy step into it, go check it out. If you do go to Dragon Turtle Games and you do buy stuff, if you use the code WAITE, W-A-I-T-E, you'll get 10% off. So go to their site, buy some stuff, use the code, you get 10% off. And every now and then, I'll get a quid. So thanks, yeah. But they do sponsor us, that's cool. Go check them out on Twitter and all that palaver. If you want to follow us and see what we're doing, you can go to Instagram. All the buttons are underneath the stream, so just go click on them. It'll take you to the various social medias. But we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. You can go find out what I'm talking about, what I've got planned, what I'm shouting about, or what we're doing and stuff like this. So please do that. If you want to go catch up to the previous, I think this is session 34, so the previous 33 sessions of this, you can go to YouTube. It is coming to Spotify as well as a podcast. We're currently downloading it and cleaning some bits of it up. So go check out our YouTube channel, which is in the chat. There's hundreds of hours of our D&D, our Pathfinders, our Carbon 2185s, our Vampire, one-shot, stuff like this. Go check it out if you've really got the time. Fair play to you. But if not, just grab the podcasts and listen to them there. I'll keep a shout-out for when the Carbon one hits Spotify. We are not on TikTok. We are not on TikTok. Okay? I hate you, Dwarf Warrior. So, we're also got a Discord channel, so if you want to come and join us, talk to us, get involved, find out what we're doing, find out what other nerds in our little community are getting up to, please come and join us, say hello, we'll say hello back, and we'll talk some nerd with you. And again, just talk and talk and talk. It's good, it's good. There is no TikTok. The maps we use, we'll go on to sponsors now. So Frag Maps, they're not an official sponsor, working on it, but they are very aware that we use their maps, and I do talk to them quite a lot. About what's going on and stuff, and we use their maps a lot. So go check out Frag Maps on Patreon. They are super cool at what they do, and the designs he pumps out are amazing. He's also got a Discord and stuff like that, so please go check out Frag Maps, especially if you're into sci-fi slash cyberpunk maps and such. Please do that. Do you want a dice roll? That 20 is an unnatural. Alright, I never see that one unless you're on diff. If you go check out Bardic Inspiration, who I was with at the Games Expo this weekend gone, you can get loaded dice. But they also do dice jails, they do dice, they do scented candles, which are unbelievable. If you're managing to play around the table, and you can get a candle out there, the sensory, the ambience it creates with your music and smells, scent I think they call it these days, is really, really cool. So go check out Bardic Inspiration for all that good stuff. Officially, and I now need to put them on the overlay. I'll try and do that at some point, because it's not on this particular one. We are now officially sponsored by Sirenscape. Ooh. Yeah, baby. So, as official sponsors, we use all their stuff for our ambient sound sets, music in the background. We use it for our fantasy games, and obviously they've got cyberpunk sets as well. Super cool if you're wanting, especially cyberpunk, if you're wanting, a neon nightclub, a neon pet shop, a neon gunfight. They're really, really cool at creating ambience. So please go check out Sirenscape. They're amazing. If you play around the table, you can use, your desktop, your laptop, your Bluetooth device, your phone, a tablet, anything like that. Just play it and you've got your ambience. If you play online, like we obviously do, download the web player app and boom, you can get your players to listen to whatever it is you're playing. Super, super cool. Super, super proud that and humbled that Sirenscape now sponsors. So yeah, please go check them out. Amazing. We're basically, we've made it now. We can all retire. The little chibi artwork, more incoming. I need to chase that up actually. That you can see as a character art is done by Becky Appleyard. If you go to Facebook or follow the link and go to Becky Appleyard Art, you'll get to see all the cool stuff she does. Really cool little artist. We've known her years and years. I've got loads of stuff off her over the years. She's lovely. And yeah, go check out her artwork. Super cool. I need Bardic to get more dice. Okay. Right. Do you feel sorry for the adventurers? Monkey face. Donate 200 bits / cheers to give
Pops.
the party a reroll. They can't be used on the DM or death saving throws. DM in this case is the Cyber Master. They don't roll over to the following week, and there's no longer a cap. So if you want to throw loads at them, cool. If you don't, just as cool. But you can go mad if you want. If you are a lunatic and want to give me a reroll, it is 500 bits. But yeah, don't be as loony as some. Right, I'm gonna put Sirenscape on.
GSCon?
I'll get to that. Our next big thing happening on July 30th is not GSCon. On July 30th is our first charity stream of the year. Now we've done. Bum, 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 bum. Let me just select this. Select. There we go. See if this starts playing. Sorry guys, I'm just going to play this. The Sirenscape sound mixer is done on the same as the players mixer, so if it gets really loud, just let me know. Some sirens going past. Right, so 30th of July, first charity stream of the year. It is going to be dungeon mastered by Mr. Valentine, my good friend Eduardo. We will be playing around the table up in Manchester. It's going to be super cool, and we are doing it for Jerry Green's dog rescue. I can't remember. There's an helicopter going past. I can't remember the command for it, Dave. If you could grab it, that'd be amazing. But yes, there is also a Just Giving link just under the stream that you can click on and go there and start donating. Over the last few years, for various charities, we've managed to raise £6,000. So I'm hoping to keep that going. Every year we're going to do these charity streams and try and raise more and more. When I hit the 10k, brilliant. So yeah, why are we just doing random commands now? Alright, so yeah, so that's the next big thing. 30th of July, 24-hour stream. It's set in our homebrew world of Colossus, our sword and sorcery world. So look out for that and we'll crack on with that. At the beginning of Manchester, at the end of August. Beginning of August in Manchester, I'm pretty sure it's a week after the 24-hour, we will be at GSCon. So that also should be a command. That, have you got these commands, Dave? Let me have a look at this. I'm going to bring it. Yeah, so at we're going to GSCon. Ding, 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 ding. Nope, it's not on there. No, I need to get them off of off the other mod. Professional.
The GSCon one's up.
The GSCon one's up. Cool.
Yeah, let's put it in.
Right, cool. So go check out that in Manchester, 6th to the 7th of August. They've got 1,000 tickets sold already. It's going to be a lot of gaming, like computer gaming, or e-gaming. So go check them out. Also, I'll be running a 5th edition D&D one-shot for about 4 hours on the Saturday. You can sign up for it, 8 to 10 players. We've got his own seminar room and everything. It's going to be mental. There'll be dice being thrown everywhere, and we'll be shouting and screaming while we kill, bandits and such. But yeah, right, cool. All good? We done? I think that's it.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah, we can do all the Tasha's stuff on Monday and Tuesday. So, catch up, or recap, or whatever we want to call it, seeing as it's been 3.5 years. Last off, you lot, as per any adventuring party in any genre, decided to separate into 3. Part 1 is 413X, who has visited a neuromedical centre owned by the company known as Fresh.
Getting an MOT.
As what, sorry?
He's getting an MOT.
He is indeed getting an MOT. He went in there with Jean. They went in and seen a specialist who hooked 413X up to some machinery. We'll go with that. Cables were plugged in. It was all neon and, neon-y. But they did discover that 413X does not have too much time left. I'm here to crash planes and chuck bubble. 413X does not have a lot of time left on the old meter. Jean was quite shocked about this and tried to be very emotional with the doctor, who calmed Jean down and said, just buy another synth, but that's not quite what Jean meant. 413X is also there to have a deeper dive into the MOT to discover memories and such, and pull from the data that's in 413X and see what can be found there, as there are memories of a time that 413X is trying to pull. In the cafe outside, or just across the road from this medical centre, is Chase, our 7'5", 5'6" monster, who is drinking coffee-flavoured diesel. They were sat in there with Abel, but Abel has recently caught a taxi, and I'll tell you why. Yeon was also in the medical centre and was just chilling out until they saw a lady called Vina, who called them forwards to have just a bit of a how do you do, and it turns out Vina was very aware of you and explained that, you know, they were on Mars together and they used to work together, and she looked after her on Mars, and the whole plan was to stay up there and separate so Ian was safe. Ian had no idea about any of this. So had a bit of a moment, jumped in a taxi and drove away. And Ian has gone back to the apartment that the party have both rented and bought in the same 20 minutes of finding out it existed.
Feel so mad, and it is Yeon.
Yeon. Well, it's Steve now, alright?
Or Cho.
Sure. Why do you think I gave you an easier syllable name for me to pronounce? So yes, so Abel, you received a call. You jumped in a taxi and headed back to the apartment. 413X and Jean are still in the medical centre. Your first 200 bits from Ule. Thank you, Ule.
Thank you, Ule.
You've left him in there. You and Chase have agreed. Chase is going to keep an eye on the door. Just pull out the minigun when it's needed. And you are back in your super taxi, the Booba, back to the apartment. Yitun. Or
Yeah.
Yitun. You are back at the apartment.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit of music playing from some sort of sound system in there. There's sirens. It's, you know, memories of what it always is in District 4. You're in there by yourself at the moment, because obviously time's a bit wishy-washy with everyone being everywhere. Abel has not yet arrived. You walk in. What do you do?
Trying to remember. Do we actually have like any furniture in the living room, or is it just?
You do have furniture.
Garden chair.
It's just basic. It's just a real basic apartment.
Okay. How about that local sports team, eh?
You're by yourself, by the way.
I was just feeling down while you
Oh,
were.
right.
No, she just goes, sits on like a sofa, like kind of grasping the edge of it, just staring at the floor, racking her brains, trying to like figure out like, what the fuck? What is she on about? I don't know her. And just like trying to go through everything and try and figure out what's going on, and looking all over herself as much as you can to see if there's any kind of indication that she might be right.
Okay. Maybe half an hour goes, if that. Like by the time you got back, had this moment, and then text Abel. Abel didn't hang around, was straight in the taxi back. So it's taking you about half an hour from getting in the taxi, maybe a bit longer, to get back to the apartment, chill out, have that moment, and you can hear footsteps outside the door. Do you do anything?
Nope.
Cool.
I'm kind of in shock.
Abel, the door is slightly ajar. It's not ajar, it's a door. Wait.
I'll sort of run up the driveway. I'll sort of like open the door, but sort of vaguely cautiously. If I can see that the door's ajar, I'll open the door and sort of, whereabouts are you in the living room, Ian?
Basically just sat in the middle. like on the sofa, just
Yeah, it's
Not
kind, remember, it's
hiding.
kind of open design type thing. So like your kitchen lounging area is all kind of one large.
I'll walk in and be like, "You all right?"
I don't know.
Okay. I'll shut the door behind me. Do you want to talk about it?
It's, so, you know, we went in for 413X and suppressed memories and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, while I was sitting in there, I had this kind of weird deja vu, and the word mother just kind of popped in my head when I saw one of the doctors. And I got an appointment, so they'd let me stay there, and I ended up going into the appointment with that doctor. And she hugged me. And like was acting like she knew me really well and kept calling me Cho. And saying that we knew each other for a long time, we worked together, and she was the reason I was on Mars. I was hiding on Mars for something, and I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do. She told me to contact her. She told me to contact her later, didn't she? From a safe place.
Yeah, she was going to talk to you when she'd finished work later that evening.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure what to think. She said she'd contact me later in a safe place, and the only safe place I could think of was here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll walk to the fridge and get 2 beers out of the fridge.
Yeah.
And hand one to you.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm sorry, something's going on with the stream.
it's fine. Keep doing what you're doing.
I would say, what are you doing, man?
It's
and
just like, what's going on?
I had a dream. And then realised this dream was massive. So I am.
so
I'm glad we're engaging. What?
What?
so
Okay, so yeah.
so
Just worry about yourselves.
you are you going to talk to her later? Do you think?
I am. I'm just cautious, and
That's fair.
like I feel backup or support would be wise, at least from people I trust.
I'm going to assume you mean us.
Oh, you and 413X, maybe Chase. I haven't known him for that long.
That's fair.
Yeah. You were the one last time being salty about me. I remember. I remember.
So, other than having a drink now,
Mm.
do you want do you want to do something to take your mind off of it, or do you just want to sit and chill, or?
I think do something would probably best. Like, I know I shouldn't have left there, but I didn't know what else to do because it was so like she told me not to be there, and the way she was speaking made me think like I need to get out of here and away somewhere
No,
safe.
that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, do you want to break stuff?
Breaking stuff sounds good.
Cool, because we got an entire junkyard outside that, you know, when John walked out there, he saw the junk and thought it looked really cool that he could probably make something out of it. So
Oh,
if
so we
get
can break
some of
it so he can't.
Yeah, so if we got some of like the bigger bits, we could probably. I mean, that might make you feel better, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Then let's go break shit. Fuck
Okay,
it.
we're gonna go rage outside.
Cool. You go out into the. You can't miss anything there. So you go outside into the dumping scrapyard that is out back, and just start going nuts on picking anything up that looks breakable and full on rage rooming it, smashing it to bits. I will say that just definitely make you feel, better, Ian. Back to Chase while you two are smashing the place up. Chase, you're in a coffee house. You're by yourself. There's a medical centre in front of you with 413X and
So-
Sean inside.
How
Abel's
long's it
left.
been since? Yeah, how long's it been since Abel and Yetton's left?
45 minutes easy.
Alright, I'll send Yetton a text saying, "Are you all right?" And then I'll send a text to Abel saying, "Is she all right?" And then I'll send a text to Jean saying, "How long is 413X going to be plugged in for?" Just effectively checking in with everyone. And I'll put the coffee to one side because 2 members of the group have gone that way. 2 members of the group are in that way. It could go sideways any minute.
And you want
So
to
I
make
should
sure
sit there
you're,
like this.
I'll put the diesel to the one side and I'll
into the
leave the
motorbike.
diesel.
So
But
yeah, do
effectively
you,
checking in with everyone.
what's your text back to Chase, if any?
I'm just gonna put managing. Just keep an eye on them pairing the doctors.
Abel, what's your text back?
I'll turn around to Yeun and be just like, do you mind if I like do a quick video just to show that you're coping, and just literally send like a 10-second clip of her going fucking ham on some scrap and just be like, she's alright. She'll get there.
I'll reply to that. I totally agree. Best way. And I'll keep you updated on 413X and Jean.
Cool.
You don't get a text back from Jean.
Alright, I'll give it to our mark and then I'll try and contact Jean again. And then, if not, I'll buzz these 2 again, saying it's been an hour, and no hurt word from Jean yet, or 413X. But until then, just carry on looking out. Seeing if all kicks off.
Cool. In the medical centre, where are you? Hopefully change the music. There we go. Couple of life support machines. Obviously, Jean's loving that. 413X. So, I believe 413X, you are mid unconscious state, as it were, whilst this data is being retrieved. I'm not going to do much interaction with the Doctor and Jean for obvious reasons. But there is a moment where everything went dark as far as shutting down for your normal nightly cycles, or when you need to rest for a long time. But you kind of feel yourself coming out of it. Your eyes open, the light engages, all your synthetic stuff comes to senses. Could I think of that word?
Doodads.
Your doodads, your whatsits and thingamabobs.
My nanos turn on.
Your nanos turn on. They go nuts. Yeah, your synthetic senses kick in, the lights, the sound, the smells, etc. And you are slowly raised like on a dentist chair as you get brought to set up. There is still several cables kind of at the back of your head, and that really expensive surgical machine that the techie was talking to Jean about is still doing its work on like your chest piece and around the top of your head, and you can feel as if someone is stroking a feather across your scalp. Your senses are like, you can see. Give me a people check. Is it inside?
People check. Oh, this is not good.
Sense more. No, yeah, people check.
8.
8, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. Crack on with your life.
Not a people person.
Not a people person, but invisibility all over it. So you see Jean and the medical staff member having a conversation, and the staff member's got his glasses down as per, I'm in a method, and he's having a word with Jean, and you can see Jean's quite animated, but you've no idea why. As the cables and such start pulling away from you, and that you hear the stuff just releases. There's not much of a there's not much of a physical. You don't get the like. It's just a puff of air, as it were. The stroking of the feather on your scalp, or that sensation, that moves away in time with the surgical kit that moved away, and you see the two long arms just kind of back away from you. The table then turns and kind of does again like a dentist chair, just kind of moves you up and then stands you up. Even though you can stand up yourself, you don't feel weak or lethargic or anything like that. It just seems to be going through some sort of process. The folk that would be on the glass in the back of the room, they tap on the window, and the old timer goes back through into that room and is given some sort of data stick or data chip. Nothing flash, but you've seen these 1,000 times. Comes out. Looks at yourself, looks at Jean. Doctor, your patient's details are here, and all the outcomes of today's tests. And just gives the data stick to Jean, who just passes you a glance and pockets it. Well, if there's anything else, please stop by, have a look through. I hope you find what you're looking for. But for now, unless there's anything else you wish, then you're free to leave. Jean looks at you, looks back at the doctor, looks back at you.
This unit was expecting to understand more of its lost memories.
Your doctor here, he has all those lost memories on that stick. You just need a method of reading it. Plug it into maybe your own personal data pad. I can see you have, and just like looks at your forearm and Jean's forearm, or a computer, or more. I'd go for one of a better. What's the word? A better.
Caliber?
Yes, a better caliber. Whoever said that from beyond. Well done! And just waves at the person behind the glass. Who has long blue hair and glasses.
Thank you. This unit will now take its leave then.
You're very welcome. And Dr. John, if you require any more synths or anything, I know a guy who can sell you a good synth or two. John just waves, and then just kind of like does the whole fake like arm on your back sort of thing for Thrix. Now, come on, synth. Just kind of keeping up the charade, and walks you out of the main facility door, and you're back into the corridor.
Mm-hmm.
He, as soon as he has a look around at Jean, and he just gives you the data stick with a simple few words of, "This is yours. We're here if you want to discuss it."
413X will put it in his top lapel pocket and then walk back to reception.
As you get back to reception, you see the robot, smiley face, staring at Jean. I mean, the robot's got a smiley face on it, but you get the feeling the robot's not overly fond of Jean.
Who is overly fond of Jean?
413X, doesn't
Right.
it?
This unit probably needs to pay for maintenance cycles and memory relapse.
Payment was taken care of by supervisor.
This unit is confused. Who is supervisor?
Supervisor Vina paid for last 2 appointments.
This unit is not understanding why the supervisor would do such a thing. Is it possible to speak to said supervisor?
I can call supervisor if you so wish. Wait a moment. And just kind of taps away on the keyboard.
413X will look at Jean, who's looking into the
Jean is
middle
just,
distance,
like,
and
just-
then
John's shoulders up like, I haven't got a clue. And then you see the dark-skinned lady that came out before, her hair all braided at the back. She's still in her staff clothing. Hello, you requested my presence?
yes, this unit is confused as to why you have paid for this unit's treatments.
It was done through Yi-Un's permission. We made an arrangement. She's going to do some work for me, and it's part of the pay up front.
Please explain this work that you require.
You'll have to ask Yi-Un. I hired Yi-Un, not just... it's just how Yi-Un wanted it. You can see Jean's eyes twitching a little bit. So he is a
This
people
unit
person.
is not very capable in people skills. However, studying the unit known as Jean, this unit believes that you are being suspicious.
Vina looks at the robot and looks back at you. I'm naturally suspicious of folks I don't know, and sorry if that's coming across. And then looks back at the robot, back at you. You see Jean go, oh. Yeah. Somewhat on the back of the robot's head.
Would you like to go somewhere else to discuss this?
I've arranged to meet with Yun after my working hours, so I can discuss it at length with you there, if that's okay.
What time and whereabouts is this meeting location?
Well, we can meet. There are several drinking establishments, just maybe not the one straight opposite. But if you have a better place, you can send me details here, and she passes you.
413X literally types in the digits location of the bar.
Oh,
that we were at.
okay. And just as you're typing in, she's like, I'm just gonna give you a card. Okay, and she just lets you enter the. So the bar, yeah, not the apartment, the bar, yeah.
Yeah, the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can blow someone else's place up rather than ours for once. That would be quite nice.
I just want a roof over my head. Yes. Okay. I'll meet you there. And Gion, hopefully, after. But yeah, this is the payments all taken care of, and then the second half on delivery. But I'll speak to you at the bar.
413X literally just turns around and walks off.
John pauses for a moment, looks at the robot. The robot stares back. John looks at you, just nods, and follows you out. Chess, you see 413X and Jean leave the medical establishment, picking up their things as they go.
So as soon as I see them, obviously I'll give Abel a text saying they're out. I'm off to go meet back up with them. Just updated, and then I'll go meet them two coming out of the facility.
413X will call her Uber.
Once I get over to
Uber.
12 and 3X and Jean and ask 4 and 3X, everything go all okay? Everything-
Currently, this unit is unaware of the situation. However, this unit has been provided with a data stick that has more details on it.
So all the information's on there then.
Yes,
Have
this
a look
unit
at
will
it.
analyse it probably when we get back to the flat. Bungalow.
Alright, that's a good place because both Abel and Ian's already up there.
See how I got the party back together?
So yeah, we'll go back up there unless you want to head anywhere else.
This unit has heard that apparently the bar straight across from this facility is not a good place. This unit did witness you coming out of it. Can you ascertain if this is a 0-star rated establishment?
TripAdvisor.
0 star would be 5 stars too high for that bar.
This unit is updating its Toogle account to scrub that location from it.
Yes. Someone's definitely suing us once. 5-10 minutes pass. The boober turns up. The mech within it. Again, the whole it's just from the waist up. It's a mech and it kind of spins round. Good day. Doors open. Before it said good day, but you know what I mean.
These units need to go to and then provide the location of the bungalow, and then 413X will get into the cab.
Off you go. Abel and Yitton. Yitton. Just call yourself, Betty. You in the scrapyard. It does build up a bit of a sweat, synth or otherwise. You still use energy, and you are smashing away. Maybe at the scrapyard. At the look, exactly how I said it. Maybe another half hour's gone, and you can hear a car pull up outside. Cool. One of these days, just going to assassinate you, won't?
I'll turn around to you and be like, you carry on. I'll see what this is, and I'll walk back inside.
I'll go back. I need a drink.
All
I
right.
just chuck whatever I've been smashing with onto the pile and go.
On the way past the fridge, I'll get 2 more beers out and I'll throw one to you.
Okay. As you enter back into the bungalow from the scrap area, you see 413X, Sean and Chase all enter through the front door, and you're all in now the lounge area of the bungalow.
Was your diagnostics illuminating?
This unit is not aware yet. It has yet to read the data stick. This unit wished to get to a place of comfort and security before doing such a thing, since it has already been determined to this unit that it may be dangerous.
So, are we going somewhere else, or?
This unit was discussing with a supervisor as it was leaving, as it attempted to pay. Apparently, we have a job lined up, and then
Who was the
413X will
supervisor?
look at you, and
Who is the supervisor?
this unit does not recall the name.
What did she look like?
Jean just kind of pipes up. She did have a name tag. I think it was on this side, 413X. You might not have seen it, but it said Supervisor Vina. Long braided hair and such.
We don't have a job per se. I sit on the sofa and just kind of gesture for everyone just to sit down. Yeah, so while I was waiting for my appointment, I regale the same thing that I told Abel earlier, that I had a bit of deja vu, and apparently I am someone called Joe and not what I believe, and I don't know what's going on, but she rang of truth. So we're gonna catch up at the bar later. I haven't told her where yet. I need to message her.
This unit informed her of the location of the bar, as it thought it was probably the best place, as just in case anything else decides to explode, at least it's not our bungalow.
Did you do that in front of anyone?
This unit did it in front of the robot.
Receptionist.
Okay. That could be an issue, because apparently I was meant to be in hiding on Mars with this new personality. Hopefully
Updating internal records.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh.
What I know isn't real, and I'm someone called Joe, and she posed as my mother when we did jobs, and something happened, and I had to go hide on Mars. And she wiped my memories and gave me a whole new personality so I could hide, and it worked a little bit too well.
I'm seeing a connection here with Sims and forgetting stuff. Is he Megacorp trying to block all Sims memories from the past or something?
This unit is unsure of Megacorp's incorporation to
Or
understanding
corpse
synth
or
memory.
whatever. Because
I'm used to dynamics. Them's my papa. But I
So
don't
I
know
say
what's
it's
going
like 413X has had his memories, can't remember his memories.
Hmm.
I'm apparently looked like 7 of the chases that call themselves the Magnificent Seven, although there's probably only 3 of them left.
That was a good film.
That also might have been thrown in there by Chase.
Is it? I don't remember that law.
They've suddenly just started calling themselves the Magnificent Seven.
I thought there was 5 pods.
Yeah, but there were 2 chases that weren't in pods.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then Ewan's now can't remember her past. Is it, you know?
Yeah, it's all a bit sus.
If you do not need this
413X.
unit, yes,
Who was your manufacturer?
the same as yours.
Houston. So we're all Houston and we can't all remember our pasts.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I came back because she told me to get away because it could possibly not be safe for me there. That's when I pinged Abel, and then we've been smashing up the junk in the garden, drinking beers for a while.
What is Jean's reaction when she says that?
Good man, Howard. Sean has got a beer. He's sat just off to the side, and is in a. He's going through some things. It seems. He just every night he's not. He's just sat. Like he's not sat into the chair. He's just sat on the chair. And every now and then he looks down. Every now and then he looks at 413X, and then just takes a slow swig of his beer.
413X. So do you want to have a look at your data stick while we're here, before we do anything?
That's what this unit was going to suggest doing next, if there is no requirement or time constraints upon us.
No, I don't think she was getting off work till late, so we got time.
In which case, this unit will retain itself to the corner and downpower there.
We'll keep an eye on you.
Cool. 413X walks to the corner, takes out the data stick, depowers itself and plugs it in. That's it. Just before it does.
Yeah. You plug it into your data pad.
Hmm?
Are you downpowering it in, as in resting, or are you just switching off?
Resting.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you start flicking through the, it's a series of real short videos, like a second. Some of them, some of the screenshots. Others, there's documentation, and you kind of go the whole short circuit thing with it. Everything's just flicking through. You're going through all the PDFs. Adobe version 338,000, but you are going through all these different documentations. You are seeing these screenshots of yourself in full, like, military tactical gear. You're surrounded by other, what seems to be, I say human, but there's a lot of you that seem to be going around all in this military tactile gear, that you're piecing these bits together. And what you start to form in your head is an element of memories. And the more and more you see them, the more and more that you believe, or at least acknowledge, that the memories you are seeing, whether it be audio clip, visual, video, text, they're starting to break through, and you remember them as clear as you're seeing them, as simplistic as that sounds. You come across a name called Captain Tobias Engwine, who it seems was your reporting officer when you were doing your military time, at least earlier on, when you were first created off the conveyor belt, as it were, when you were first being exposed to military life. You start to see a few more of the faces that at first in this almost started off maybe a couple hundred of you, and you're eating with them, you're training with them, and it's very stereotypical military stuff. You're doing assault courses, you're crawling under netting, there's people shooting over your head. It's similar to like the old movies that some folk watch in some of the taverns and such. There is a very familiarity to it. You find yourself, every now and then there is a screenshot or of you hooked up to something, and said photo or shot digital image is placed along a load of text about your development in your athleticism and your ability to climb or crawl or run or move quietly through certain environments, whether it be urban or jungle or tundra. There are lots and lots of reports of yourself and all the other folk that are in there. Names, that don't mean anything to you, and some just become blurred text because you can't focus on those particular names. But there's other documentation stating how well they're doing, and there's a lot of comparison notes between yourself and them. the main sort of folder that seems to be the one at the top of the hierarchy. As it flows down, you open these other ones, you can see text like on the front of the digital image of this folder that you then open up and start bringing down, but you can't quite make out what the text says. You do know it's the code name for the project, or at least this title of the project, but you can't quite make it out. The minute you know it's 3 words, the more and more you spend looking into this, you start piecing together that there were missions put together on a military level, and some you can find receipts that were in here, and when you see these receipts, there are also memories that break through when you're reading through all this of being present, and you can remember a moment where you're stood next to somebody and you can hear a conversation going on. When you see a receipt, you hear a conversation going on, and you remember when this receipt was exchanged, of corporations hiring this group of military soldiers, including yourself. But these missions were, and you see this a lot, they were mission impossible. They were impossible, advised against. Words such as suicidal, no return, loss of life, all bolted on to these missions that you and this particular group of soldiers were getting sent on. You block out the sirens going on outside the apartment. Then things start to like show themselves a bit more, and again memory starts coming through instead of trying to piece what you're reading together. You start to remember things, still unclear and fuzzy, but more things start coming to the forefront. You remember Michaela, a young version of Michaela, of the homeless woman that you gave money to in the streets. You remember her in her youth, 40 years ago when she trained with you. Young, vibrant, energetic, passionate about the cause, still with the same kind of blonde hair, but not as greasy and dirty as you've recently seen. You remember Johan, and you remember Garcia. Those are the 3 names that constantly, every time you try to see these names on lists, the only ones that show themselves clearly is Michaela, Johan and Garcia. There is more and more documentation on your successes in these impossible, suicidal, crazy, loss of life missions, and more about the neurological cells that were harvested, which you are not clear on why this gets mentioned throughout these memories that you're now experiencing. So your memories are now merging with the data stick information that you're taking in this rested state. You start to piece it together more and more. There is words like hero, not meant to be, or going against what we've asked in these reports about these missions. And the more and more you piece these missions together, the more and more the memories come through. You remember being there while folk in military attire of a more officer nature are arguing with each other and looking back at you, and you are standing there upright, postured, at attention. As your memories go on and as the information goes on, there are less and less names on this list, and more mention of neurological cells being harvested, and more notes on missions that somehow were successful, and more words about heroic, sacrificing themselves, caring, emotive, empathic, and then against 413X unit names across these, and you start piecing it together. And it's slowly you start remembering, not the entire last 40 years, but you remember a large chunk enough to piece together something with clarity. You were part of whatever this military force was doing in these impossible missions. Whoever died, and they were young, as you were in your creation, and they were young soldiers with a lot of passion behind the project they were part of. And it seems that project was yourself. When those youths died in these missions, Their neurological cells were harvested for whatever reason you don't know, but you know you were instrumental in these missions. It seems that you were there to learn from these losses of life, and that made you a better soldier, a more logical tactician, and able to make decisions through that logic rather than emotive as some folks would around you. You can't remember when, but this project got abandoned, and there were 3 people left: Michaela, Johan, Garcia. They went to San Francisco, or so it was told. The documentation that went out as thank yous to those that have taken part in this project all mentioned that 3 soldiers have done brilliantly, and they've been honoured, and there's medals, and it was all very much, and you are very aware that it was absolute horse crap. But you understood why it was being done and why it was presented as heroic and happy for those that were aware of Michaela Johan Garcia's existence. You are aware that Garcia, his mind broke and became that of a child, and became more and more childlike towards the end of the missions and the closing down of this project. He was sent to an orphanage in San Francisco, in District 3. And the name that he was given on entry was Hummingbird. And his care there is funded by Anonymous. You know this. Johan became an interrogator for Fresh and the other private contracts they took on after your project. And again, it broke him. There was a residential clinic also in District 3 that cared for those with, that had gone through such stresses. And he was entered there or registered there under the name Bluebird. His care there is also funded by Anonymous. All you knew about Michaela was she went to San Francisco to live with her family, happy with her mother and father, and was totally fine. This is all you can remember. And as all the information on the data stick is now to you, you remember the last mission. And the last mission took you 5 years to complete, because it was Michaela, Johan and Garcia that had been captured, and they were taken to an unknown facility in the down in the seas around the Polynesian islands. Somebody helped you, and all you can remember about them is having sapphire coloured eyes. But you and another synth with these sapphire eyes went to this facility of no details you can remember bar the fact that it was in the around the Polynesian islands. It took you 5 years to find them, to break them out and to bring them home. And after that, that's when the project was closed down. Experimentation had been done on Michaela and Johan and Garcia of details you didn't go into, but you are aware that whatever happened they kept to themselves and they did not enjoy their experience there. Then followed the press and the documentation to say they've gone here and there and they're happy. So Michaela went to San Francisco, happy to stay with her mother and father, it seems.
Yep.
Johan and Garcia were in a bit of a worse state. One ended up in a orphanage to care for children because Garcia's mind was that of a child, under the name of Hummingbird. Johan, who had
became an interrogator
Yep.
for Fresh, and then his mind broke. And then
he's
he
in a
went
residential clinic of
Yep.
a name you don't have, but is under the name Bluebird. Both are funded by Anonymous, if you don't know who that is. And as all this comes together, and as you're about to, this will have taken some time, and I'll deal with the rest of the part in a second. But as you come out of your rest, and you pieced all this together, and your memories have been around a lot of military folk, a lot of officers, you start remembering particular scenes of action, as it were, grenades going off, giving orders, and it is alien to you only because there is a lot of energy coming out of you in regards to shouting orders and talking people down in stressful situations. You know it's you, but there is an alienness to it. As it all comes clear, as you're about to close the data stick and stand back up, as it were, or power up enough that you can converse again, you see the 3 words on the project, and you know the project to be named Alexander the Great.
Oh,
Whilst 413X is powered down, kids.
fucking love you, AD.
Well, I don't know rules, mate, but I can write some shit. While 413X is powered down and doing that, you 3 do notice that Jean is distant to you 3 and stares at 413X with, I'd say, with an element of sadness in his eyes, but he's just chilling out, he's just drinking his beer, and he kind of slouches into the chair and just toasts 413X now and then you just see him lay back and his eyes are closed and he's just holding his beer. So what does Abel, Chase and Yield do? Simon's going off outside, etc.
Form 3X didn't make it aware that he's only got so long to live until,
Nope.
apart from Jean won it.
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't have a clue about that, right?
Nope.
I'm just sitting there, kind of just keeping an eye on him, drinking my beer.
Cool.
So, yeah, are you all right? You just went off early. Is everything all right?
Well, as I explained earlier, my life is a lie, possibly. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm as good as I'm going to be right now. My focus right now is making sure that 413X is okay. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. Me, I can think about later when we're in the pub talking to Vina, but right now 413X is my focus.
There's no reaction from 413X. They're just, I mean, you 2 are synths as well. You're aware that he's probably having a short rest.
I can imagine just getting all that information is quite heartbreaking to get in a short span of an afternoon and whatnot, but I think you're right. Focusing on Form 3X at the moment is, and then hopefully you can get a bit of information later on when we get to the pub. Hopefully clear
if
some
not-
things up.
I will drink myself until I forget today.
I'll cheers to that.
Jean just goes, cheers, and takes another drink. So, unless you're doing anything, 413X's time going through the data stick and such will finish. And you will see a small movement of 413X as they are now. You know, they go from like a slouch to zoom.
You good?
This unit is good.
Okay. Do you need anything?
This unit requires several locations to be visited, but at the moment this unit will rest and wait for tomorrow for those.
What time of day are we on here, by the way?
Afternoon, early.
I was thinking it was mid-afternoon.
Yeah, you went there. You got up and went there. Like 413X is not known for, chilling out from. You woke up and went, I'm off here.
I thought it would have taken them a little while in there, so I was picturing it like just after lunch, like
yeah,
2 o'clock.
early afternoon. It's like 1 or 2. Yeah. You don't have to.
My appointment was at 2. So.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it would be 3. It'd be about 3, 4 o'clock now. Because you spent a couple of hours in the medical.
Yeah, so mid-afternoon. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Are you operating at 100% mental capabilities, Form 3X? Or
This unit's mental faculties is not applicable to its current situation.
I'm guessing you're the kind of same right now, just processing.
Did you manage to find the information that you was searching for on the stick?
Yes and no.
That's a good enough answer for me from 413X, to be honest. It's a good enough answer. So you're saying you want to push that a little bit further, trying to search for these places or people or whatever you're searching for tomorrow?
This unit needs to locate 2 areas, one of which is an orphanage and one of which is a residential clinic.
Would you like to smash some stuff up in the garden? Helped me a little bit.
Yes.
We're going outside. Grab a couple more beers. We're going outside to smash some shit.
So 413X and Ewan go out back. Abel and Chase, what you doing?
I'll follow them as well.
Abel, right, you're all gonna have a smashing time. Okay, so how long are you beating scrap metal up for?
45 minutes is quite tiring.
Cool. Someone like Chase can go for days. So you go out and have a whale of a time breaking bits that haven't been broken, putting them back together and breaking them again, bending stuff, smashing stuff. It's very enjoyable. Jean stays inside drinking beers. As time passes, it gets dark pretty quick. I mean, you're in San Francisco, it's 2185, the sun struggles enough as it is. But it does dim. You're pushing 6 o'clock, say, by the time you've come back in, sat down, desynth to your sweat glands. But you are, you've smashed away. It is coming to a time where, I say most people finish, but there is a distinct feeling of, it's around now that Venus said she was finishing, or not far off. So you'll either get to the bar before her, or she's already there. But you are in a time now, about 6 o'clock, of they will be at least finishing, you'd think.
So, we're looking low on beers, so I think it's time for pub.
Would it be if this lady thinks that she's meeting you two?
I was going to
Should
suggest you
we
guys
turn
hang
up?
back on a different table, maybe.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
aim in the minigun.
Yeah, because she's seen me, Abel, and not me, 413X, and John. John. So that's the crew she'll be expecting. But then you two can just hang back and just keep eyes and ears out for anything suspicious or if we need anything. And then we also have plausible deniability if something happens, like you weren't with us, if like we get rumbled for something.
All right.
I'll nudge Abel. In that case, we'll get to the bar first. You know, we'll go like 5 minutes ahead of these guys, get to the bar, get a few drinks, and then we can just be there.
If you go down there first, just let them know behind the bar that pretend that like we don't know each other. Just let them know that, because I can just see it, like me and you walk in and be like, "Hey, table," and then these two walk in, and they're like, "Hey, your two friends are here."
Yeah, but we can say that to the barmaid, you know.
I've literally just said, if
Yeah,
you go down,
know, like you said,
let them know. I'm gonna see if Sean's alright and what's
Tweedledee. Sean
Alright.
stands up, drains the beer, looks straight at 413X and says, "Not on my watch," and then goes out the back to the scrapyard.
I'll follow him out.
He's outside and he's clearly got he's a man on a mission, and he's sifting through. He seems to go to specific locations in the scrapyard.
I'm
Like
surprised
he's
if
familiar with it.
everything's not broken.
It's a scrapyard. You
we
brought
messed
so
up
much
that
stuff.
scrapyard.
I'd say, didn't he want to try and build a mech out of that shit in back garden?
You've
Yeah, that's
not
right, it
even
was funny.
scratched the surface.
I'll walk out and just be like,
What?
"What's up?"
Don't worry about it. Go with you and 413X. Do your thing. Don't let them die.
I'm meeting them down there in a bit. At the moment, I seem to be the only person without something happening. And I've checked in on the other 3, so I mean, I don't want.
Do you have any medical training? You thought about it, that's a no. Do you know anything about synths?
No.
Cool. Go be with them. Do what you do. Play a song, protect them. I'll do my thing here. I keep people alive. I can do that best from here.
Okay, but you got my number.
I have.
And then he dips.
Yeah. My fucking USB on this laptop, piece of shit.
Cool. Don't work in sales. Don't buy this. So yeah, I'll be fine. Honestly, I'll be fine.
All right. I'll leave. I'll walk out.
Yeah. And he just goes back about sifting through. You can see him pulling like bits out now and making a pile.
I'll grab a beer out of the fridge and just be like, I'll meet you 3 down.
You know when you went to the shop and bought a few beers, right? It wasn't like a crate of 68 Stella, right? Do you know what I mean?
It will be.
You literally turned up with like a 4-pack and a burger, like.
Chase can carry a crate on his own. That's a few
Chase
beers.
didn't go to the shop. You did, and you said I turned up with a few beers and some snacks.
Don't be getting into the mechanics of this thing, all right?
This is a full. How much does a coin weigh?
My
Doesn't-
Welsh brain sees as a few beers as 26.
It's not to do with your Welsh brain. It's your alcoholic brain that says 26.
Oi,
No, that's
Although every
38.
alky I know is Welsh, so that's it. Cool.
yeah, Ewan's not an alcoholic. Alcoholics need a beer. She already has one.
Wow.
So,
Oh my god.
Wow.
3.
Like that. I like that.
Don't be getting that tattoo, kids. All right, don't do that.
No, it's just on a t-shirt.
Just on a t-shirt. So, Abel, you grab another beer, and you.
Oh, it's the last one.
There's another 2 behind it. 26 is only a few. Jesus Christ. Hey, yeah, tonight. So, you all head to the bar. Takes you 20 minutes, I think it is, a walk there. Mod, ban that person.
Yeah.
Unless they're, selling them cheap.
That it.
Are you on it, Dave?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you make your way to the bar. When you get there and open the doors, it's not full, but it's pretty busy. There are folk in there having a bit of a shindig and swigging away while I try and find the bar.
We are going in separate though, so it's like me and Abel, and then me and 413X, and then Abel and Chase
Okay.
should be going ahead of us.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll go ahead of them. Buy a drink,
So,
get a table.
Chase
walk myself
first, then those 2, and then I'll follow in, and then go sit with Chase.
So the music is going. Don't want to turn this up too loud. So Chase and Abel, you went in first?
down. No, just me.
Just you. So Chase goes in. Abel follows in after you. Chase, you go up to the bar. It's pretty full. You don't see the Honey Monster anywhere.
Oh, dear.
Hurry! Hurry!
Honey. However, you see a pretty hench-looking lass. Her hair is bright pink and is just full-on Viking mohawk, mate. Like, it goes across the back of her and a little ponytail out the back. She is stupid ripped. You can see a few augments on like around the bicep and the forearms, where it's more like a iron material sort of tape that goes from like point A to B on the forearm and like across the shoulders, across the chest. She's wearing very, very little, kind of just covers her modesty to show off how shredded she is. Her clothing matches her hair, is bright pink. On her back is a massive sword, and it looks straight out of an old like Conan movie. Just on her back, it completely stands out. It looks authentic, or looks like an antique at this point. There doesn't seem to be any mono edge to it or any wiring coming out of it that would ignite the blade or anything like this. It's not in a sheath, it's just a couple of bits of metal that kind of hold it to her back. She's in very high platform boots that have got about 70 buckles on them all the way up the top, and they go around the back and stuff. Again, bright pink. And you see this like iron tape all over her body where like the main muscle groups are, like the chest and the shoulders, on her thighs, stuff like this. And she's just drinking at the bar. She sees you, raises a tankard that is far too big for her. Proportionately, it looks like she's deliberately got hold of a tankard that is 2 or 3 times bigger than, it's probably a 5-pinter. And she just sort of like raises it, takes a long swig of it and carries on talking to the short guy behind the bar. But she toasts you like she knows you. Not like best mates for life, but, recognition type thing.
I recognise her.
You do not. Not far from her is somebody matching the description that between Jean, Ian and 413X you gathered of Vina, the supervisor from the medical centre. And she's got a long jacket, like kind of on. Her hair is all bunched up, this big thick bunch of braids, and she's just sat there, and she has a tin cup rather than a pint pot going, and has a steam. There's whatever liquid's in there is steaming, and she just kind of sat a bit nervous at the bar. And then you see like Sons of Chaos bikers, every flavour of, just pottering around and stuff. You don't see the accountant anywhere. No one's counting. There's not going on the table. It looks more like a bar this evening, and less of a tavern office as it did earlier.
Who's serving? Is it just the? Have we seen the gentleman behind the bar before, or is it somebody new?
It's somebody new. It's a young lad.
Somebody new. Right.
Just
So none of the main players that was set.
not that you saw earlier. You can't see many familiar faces, to be fair. Maybe 1 or 2 of the just bikers that were there earlier, but none of the standouts that were there before. The young lad behind the thingy must be 16, 17, got quite a lot of bum fluff going on around the chin and that, but obviously trying to be a bit more beardy like the other bikers. But he's got his little Sons of Chaos jacket on, but he's definitely earned his one longs, as it were.
So once the glass in pink toasts, I'll give her like a nod and then go to the bar myself, order a drink. And then effectively, because I'm obviously in semi-serious mode with what's happening with Ewan and the meat, I'll only get a beer.
Semi-serious mode. That's all you got out of him. He got halfway and the rest is just piss up.
He's having a Bud Light.
Yeah.
I'm having a beer. I'm not having the top shelf. So I'll keep it, nice and simple, just a beer. And then I'll find a table to sit down.
It's most people are just using tables to rest their beer on. The dance floor's got a few rockers going on it, on and off. And no one really bumps into anyone, but they kind of move. You're a ginormous person, so they're happy to let you through. And they're all bikers and stuff.
With the minigun still.
Yeah, that's mainly what people are moving out of the way of. If it just your shoulder, they probably shoulder back, but you have a massive minigun that just sticks out at one funny angle. You found a table near the pinball machine that the Honey Monster was on.
Honey.
But that's probably the only free table. The rest
But
of them have
effectively-
got beers on and such, and there's 2 chairs at this table.
Yeah, and when I sit down, like, just casually having a drink and then just keeping an eye out.
Where are you putting the minigun? On the floor, on the table, on the pinball machine, on the ceiling? What are you doing?
Oh, it's not there. I'll put it on the table
Cool.
in front of me.
Yeah, this isn't no fold-up compact minigun that you just
Yeah.
you've got a minigun.
I know. No, I'll put it on the table.
Okay, Abel, you following, and again, you see all these people. And you clearly see the minigun wielding lunatic Chase just to your left near the pinball machine.
I'll walk up, get a beer, and go head over to where he is.
You just sit down with him, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
As soon as he sits down, though, I'll be like, check out that at bar. Whoa.
I get up and start banging on the pinball machine.
It's my fault. It's my fault, alright? It's my fault.
Couldn't help it.
Jesus. You know that's me, don't you? That's I'm gonna have to play that person when you come over and be like, whoa! Just keep that in your head, Chase. You know what I mean? Anyway,
I get a stool and put it sort of like a low down stool and put it at the end of the pinball machine
So you
so I
can
can
just-
reach it.
You're not. It's not that big. How tall are you? Like 5 foot, 25 foot pinball machine. So you start banging on the pinball. It's free. Like there's no cost for it. You do see that there was a slot or at least a scanner where you'd scan for one longs to be taken. There seems to be a fist mark or several at there. There is a good chance that they just made it free when the Honey Monster got a bit of an addiction to the pinball machine.
Cool.
You don't question it. Yitun and Phone 3X, who walks in first? You walk in, scan the area, you see what I described to the other two.
I don't acknowledge them. I'm just scanning for
Yep.
for Vina.
You see Vina at the bar, a few seats down from the shredded pink lady.
Are there seats open next to her?
There's a couple of bar stools. Most people are
Yeah.
just standing. You notice that most of the seating there's less seating than there was earlier on. Like I say, it's turned more into an actual night bar than a tavern office that it was earlier with accountants and such.
Is she stood or seated?
Vina is stood.
Okay. I'm going to stand at the bar, like a person's breadth away from her. So close-ish, but not like
Towards shredded lass or the other way?
other way.
Okay. Are you doing this incognito or making
Yeah,
yourself?
I'm not acknowledging her. I'm just going to the bar.
Okay. You're
Just kind of
a
gauge
person
the
away.
environment.
As you approach the bar, Vina kind of adjusts herself, takes a sip of whatever it is she's drinking, and she sees you and notices you not being like overly like hi, and just kind of nods and goes back down to her drink quite nervously. Phone 3X, how close behind Yeaton were you?
I'm walking in with her.
Okay. So you notice that. Are you following her then? As you notice, Ian goes over towards the supervisor, as you know. What
Yeah.
is your? You just following over?
Yeah, literally, 413X will just act like a bodyguard in this situation.
Cool. So the person's gap that Ian's left, do you stand in that gap or like around the other side for Ian?
I stand to her back,
Yeah.
so the gap is still free if
Yeah,
it
cool,
needs to be
cool.
used.
Okay.
When these two walk in the bar, does anybody react to them coming in?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, because I was looking around as we're going just
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
if
that's fine.
everyone's clocking us. Do I need to do one as well?
Nope, just chase.
19.
Looking around, the only thing you notice is the shredded lass acknowledge yourself, Abel, and went back to their drinks. That was the only thing that stuck out in your mind. And I don't mean like everyone was grey and you just saw this bright pink thing go, hello. That's the only thing you really noticed. Everyone else didn't give a shit. As far as they're concerned, it seems that there are 4 people just walking in to have a drink. Same with you, Ian, just on your passive. Like you just walked in, nothing jumped out. You were already obviously looking for a particular person anyway, and nothing jumped out to you. But you do notice that the people you recognise are not there. Is
Yeah.
what you will have noticed. Same with you, Chase.
Yeah.
So, before we start digging deeper and kicking off in the tavern with the poor supervisor lady, we're going to have a break because I need a drink and I need a bio break. So, right, folks, stick around. I hope you're enjoying it. If you're not, you're lying to yourselves. Go tell your friends, bring more people, etc., etc. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, 15 tops, and we'll see what happens in this lovely biker bar with this lot. Alright, break time. Oh, during the break you'll see a GSCon video saying come and play D&D with us. It's super cool. GSCon put it together for us. It's amazing. Check it out. Go buy tickets. If you do buy tickets, use Emrys10 to get 10% off your ticket. She's a brilliant streamer. There you go. Use Emrys10. She's a brilliant streamer. Plays in our Tuesday games. Got a lot of time and love for her, and she's sponsoring the con. So go check it out. It's amazing. All right. Speak to you in a bit. Bye bye. Oh, we're back. We're back. The synth, the myth, the legend. What's going on in chat? Or is it just you? No, for it. Mental.
Dave created custom commands for each character name.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't put one for Yeten or Abel yet.
We'll get there. Right, cool. So we're back. Hopefully you can still hear me over the heavy music going off on the Surascape. Official sponsors, by the way. Woo! And got their own massive, cameo on the stream while I was trying to sort out the logo. But yeah, it's still I don't want it too small. Let's put it up here. There we go. You can see it. Boom. Thank you. Got a cup of tea. I'll put it down here so it doesn't burn me. Right, you're in the bar. 413X has discovered he's actually Greek, and we've gone to the Sons of Chaos bar up the road. It is early evening. Music is playing, folks are dancing, leather jackets are everywhere. There's no familiar faces from earlier on when you spent time in this bar and the folk you spoke to. It seems more the, not grunts, but there's more bikers in here than there was before. If you aren't bringing me a beer, piss off. So, you're at the bar. There is the shredded lady in pink, kind of just enjoying her 5-pinter. Chase and Abel are sat over by the pinball machine. Yitun and 413X are at the bar, a people's person away from Vina. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just gonna order a drink.
Young Bumflops lad comes over. What are you after?
Something strong.
Top shelf?
Mid.
Walks over, pours you out a shot and looks back at you. Just the one?
3X, what do you want?
This unit will take a beer, please.
Beer for my friend.
Okay. Leaves the one shot in there, brings it over. This liquid is onyx black. Like, it is as the darkest syrup you've ever seen. Now get that down here. That'll help. And a beer, and just puts a beer. Vina just has a little sip of the hot drink again.
Thank you for covering our bills earlier.
No worries, no worries. Like glances over.
So, I don't know where to start. That's your cue to tell me what's going on.
Well, here?
Should it be better in private?
Some of it's a little bit sensitive, but
Okay. Are you being tracked by anyone?
not that I know of.
I'm just gonna do sense motive.
Okay.
14.
Seems honest.
Well, let us at least drink these first. And you can tell me a bit about yourself in this iteration. Who you are at the moment. Because I'm guessing that's not sensitive.
I suppose not. No. I didn't change anything about my identity. To kind of leans in a little bit and is just aware that people are nearby. it was a stronger distraction if I wasn't in hiding. So I came to Earth. I have a particular skill set, and Fresh offered me, or I managed to find a job going at Fresh at a neurological centre. So eyes were on me for a short time when I got to Earth, but when it was obvious you weren't there, those eyes left.
How long ago was that?
About 7 years. Okay.
And I neck.
It is thick, but it does go down, and it is as strong as you so wished. Even for a synth, there's a bit of fire in the throat. Are you okay?
Well, I just found out that everything I know is a lie, so would you be?
I suppose when you say it like that, yes, but it's hard to explain that you were aware of it, so...
I understand that, but in me right now, was not. And potentially, me as I am now, could not exist in the coming days, weeks, months, years.
It's only a deflection of memory. You're still you. You're just not aware of some of the finer details, is all.
How are you doing on that beer 3X?
This unit has consumed all of the beverage.
Cool. Fancy a walk back home? We'll pick up some more beers on the way.
If you are completed with your business here, this unit has no reason to stay.
Well, this is not completed. We're just going to move it to another location.
Understood?
Not the best time for the camera to freeze, but
Oh, it's a glorious picture.
somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Definitely looks like she's had that shot.
She's back.
Let's go home.
So, you and 413X, you're going to leave the bar?
Mhm.
Are you taking Vina with you?
Yep.
Okay. Vina just fastens her coat a bit more and pushes the remainder of her hot drink forwards on the bar and just kind of follows and stops when you stop and walks when you walk.
413X will text the others on the comms channel. We're returning to the bungalow via a off license.
Give him a reply back saying, understand, just gonna hang back a minute or two after you leave, see if anybody follows you.
Understood.
So, Abel, what are you doing? You still pinballing? You do
Yeah,
notice
no,
the more you
I'm-
play it, there's a bit of stickiness on your fingers. If you risk a lick, it tastes like honey. If you don't, it smells like honey. So it's up to you.
That smells like honey, that does this.
Basil, this tastes like shit. It's because it is shit, Austin. Natty. So, you and 413X, as you're walking back to the bungalow, fire and off license. Do you talk to Vina on the way there, Ian, or are you still in?
I'm
Not-
just quiet.
Okay. Vina
I
just
don't know
kind
what
of
to say.
walks along. Head down is very. Her jacket is befitting of District 4. However, when you saw her in her supervisor gear, it was obviously cleaner and more presentable. Chase, no one dashes out of the bar after them or anything. The bar is still full of people having a good time, rocking out. It's a lot of bike talk. They're big on their combustible engines. There's a few folk that are into the modern stuff, but
After giving it like, a couple of minutes, so I know nobody's actually following them, I'll get up myself, push my chair into Abel to nudge him to effectively say, time to go, and then walk out the bar.
I'll follow.
how long do you give it?
We'll give it about 5 minutes altogether.
Okay. You hit the off license. You acquire 36 beers, or whatever the Welsh math was. You get back to the bungalow and enter the bungalow, assuming allowing Vina in as well.
Yeah, just like.
So she just kind of steps in the doorway and kind of stands there, looking about the place.
Take a seat.
Just walks over, takes a seat on the long sofa.
I'm just gonna put the crate of beer on like the coffee table and just grab one, offer one to her.
She takes one and is quite almost like tea lady with it. Like she cracks it and holds it and just has a little sip.
Pass one to 413X as well.
Beery.
413X takes it. Once everyone's settled down, takes the beer and puts it in the fridge.
Thank you.
Ready for Abel.
So, do you want to start at the beginning?
She kind of looks up at the siren noise and back to yourself. Beginning. So we. Well, you were brought to me an Olympus Mon at the facility. Nightingale had acquired or paid out for some synths to come and help with the projects that they were doing. We reached out to Houston Dynamics and a few others, but Houston gave us the best deal. And you were brought to me, and you were already an accomplished what's the word, like, you were good at hiding things, you were good at hiding yourself. Your skill set was definitely what we were after. We needed to get specific gems backwards and forwards from Mars and Earth, and we wanted to do it quietly. These a lot of the folk on Mars call them scarlet diamonds, but it's just a particular strong stone that were mined from Olympus Mons. But you were a very exceptional smuggler, so your skill set was perfect. And whilst that was going on, we lived together, we worked together, we aided each other where we needed. I'm a neuro medical practitioner. There's some other titles, but I'm good with the brains of synths and non-synths, so that was the skill set they had me there. But it got beyond improving synths was what I first thought we were doing, using these scarlet diamonds, as she quotes, to strengthen like your skin or your bone structure and stuff. It was scientific, experimental. There were lots of successes, and we were all very excited. And we used to talk about, how you wanted to improve your arms or your legs or your hair. She kind of stares at your hair. That was the beginning. Then after a couple of years, it went downhill. The research that we were doing was different, and then a gentleman called Medic from the sweet shop came and rented a spot within the research centre, and then things were very, very, very different. They created 2 synths that were very special, and a lot of money went into them, a lot of time. They called them Ruby and Sapphire. Simplistic, nothing complicated, but they were trying to create somewhat of a perfect synth, is a far stretch, but they worked with a company called Fresh on Earth, who would harvest neurological cells and use nanites to hold the information in those cells, and then they would keep them in these living amber stone containers that they brought here, and they would use those cells that were harvested to take the good bits from and feed them into this Sapphire and Ruby synths. They did have normal names before, but quickly became Project Ruby and Sapphire, and I cannot remember what they called them before. But yeah, and I would work with them and yourself, and you would smuggle the stones through the dome cities and onto the ships, and they would send them back to Earth. Then on Earth, whatever was done to them there, they were then brought back, and you'd smuggle them back to the facility. And it was all, it was all going well until we found out about this medic, this scientist from the sweet shop, and they were strange, committed to old texts of faith and religion, and mentioned the machine god a lot, and they were a little bit crazy in the eye. But there was more and more neurological cells coming through than originally, and we found out that the harvesting was more active, and they were this Fresh corporation were very competent at fulfilling orders. There was a whole honeycomb network of these cells and memories of people running through the mountain on Mars, not here. When we wanted out, they said no. We knew a lot. You were very good at what you did. You were not happy, so we tried to run. There's not many places you can run on Mars. There's the main dome city and the cities, and a few abandoned attempts at colonization from a few years ago. And so we ghosted your memory, or at least deflected those memories away, and we were mother and daughter for a very, very short time to throw the scent off. And then I fled to Earth so they'd follow. You became who you are today, and as I say, there were eyes on me when I first came to Earth, but those eyes went away when they realised you weren't with me, and they obviously didn't find you in the dome cities.
What was the plan after hiding away my memories. Were you going to? Was there a plan to get Cho back, or was this it?
The only plan was safety. We didn't plan anything further than that. It was reactive. They were aggressive. You managed to get us out of the facility to the dome cities themselves. It was just safety to start with. You just said that you would come find me when you remembered. But we never held out a time, and honestly, after 7 years, I thought either I'd be too old to ever see you again, because you look just like you did when I left, or
How would I have been able to remember?
I distrusted you. They're out.
This medic person,
Yes.
did they have any direct contact with Cho?
I wouldn't say direct contact, but we were aware of Medic, and Medic was aware of us. Your skill set was well used.
Did they know my face? Because I'm assuming this hasn't changed. Like you said, this hasn't changed.
Just your hair colour.
Then again, I am manufactured, so my face could be on someone else as well.
You're also very good at not being found.
Unfortunately, he saw me not too long ago.
Oh,
Yeah. I was a bit sudden from an unfortunate trapping event. But
see a confused look on Bina.
yeah, we recently visited Olympus Mons on a job. That's how I didn't come back, because I was hired to ferry Forward 3X and their compatriots back after they completed a mission which involved going to Olympus Mons.
So at this point, Chase and Abel re-enter the house.
Are you looking at 413X at this point?
Yeah.
Cool. AD,
Yep.
sleight of hand 23 to draw my pistol and ready it
Okay.
before they look at me. So while they're all having their emotional heart-to-heart.
Okay.
What's my person?
So Chase and Abel, it's not 23. Chase and Abel walking, and you've no reason to roll a perception check.
Yeah, I don't.
Chase and Abel, you are there.
Everyone all right? Whilst grabbing a beer.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, seeing as you worked at Olympus Mons, to Vina, does this face look familiar? And I point at Chase.
Yes.
So I turn to Chase and Abel. So Vina here was a scientist at Olympus Mons about 7 years ago. Apparently I was one of their top smugglers for quite a while before we escaped. And there was some fun experiments, and at this point I reach into my pouch and I pull out the ruby scabbard.
She does a bat an eyelid. Like,
Is this rubies?
I've never seen that before.
Cool. Pop that back away.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
What do you mean, scientist at Olympus Mons? Like, Olympus Mons is just a mountain on Mars. Like,
At the Nightingale facility that was there.
Didn't John fill you in on any of this?
Jean's not been with them.
a lot.
I wasn't here when Abel joined, so I don't know what they were told.
They weren't told anything.
Abel,
okay.
so just so you know, Ian, Abel is a friend of Mason's dad, who trusts him to just keep an eye on Mason, make sure he got to Earth. As soon as
Yeah.
Abel got him to Earth, he was free to do what he did.
Yeah.
There was no secrets told.
Right. So,
He thinks you lot are
what
chill.
was-
Thank you for the
Yeah.
raid, Zola. Zola.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So you know Mason.
Are you asking
Yes.
Vina? Or are you asking
Abel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the reason we had him was because we found him under the mountain in Olympus Mons. In this secret facility that apparently I used to smuggle for, and Vina was a scientist for, and Chase may have been made in.
Okay.
Yeah. Vina,
Yes.
have you ever heard of Cain? Oh, okay. That probably happened relatively recently, but makes sense with the whole machine god medic weird shit. We saw some of those amber crystal things. One of our friends got sucked into one.
They are well they're nanites, so sometimes
Yeah,
they
he didn't realize that at the time.
reach out.
But yeah. So am I in danger?
I would have thought if you were, you'd have known about it already.
What do I need to know from you now? I grab another beer and I grab another beer to pass to 413X.
Does it go in the fridge? Phone fridge?
He doesn't take it.
Okay.
He literally is staring dead at the supervisor.
You okay, 413X?
No response.
I'm going to stand in front of him.
Okay. Are you facing him? Or facing
Yeah,
them?
I'm just going to say, I try to look in his eyes, into his face and say, are you okay, 413X?
No.
What's wrong?
They died so that she could.
Who died? She could?
He starts to raise his hand with the gun in it.
I just tried to hold his hand, what's happening?
I'll nudge Chase and just be like, position
Okay.
yourself between.
As soon as he does that, Chase will stand up and move towards. It's like, put the gun down.
I'm gonna try and disarm him.
Okay. Give me a grapple check. So yours is an athletics roll, Ian, and 4 and 3x. As the defender, you get to choose athletics or acrobatics.
Go with acrobatics.
I thought you would.
14.
23.
I've got +0 to my
I know,
athletics.
it's just the way it works. So you try to disarm and 4 and 3x. You succeed in deflecting the disarm. Where does it end? Like when you've done the disarm?
He will pivot with her
Okay.
and then release as she's attempting to
Yeah.
release so that she gets the gun, and then he'll draw his other one and level it at the supervisor's head.
Okay. Vina,
I'll give you all an action.
I'll step in front.
roll initiative and I'll give him an action. So Vina immediately backs up. Can you all roll initiative, please? So you're now in combat with each other.
18.
Hey, you wanted combat this session.
On my encounter. So Ian is an 18.
23.
17.
Say that again, Chase.
23.
4 and 3x.
21.
So, Chase. 4, 1, 3x. Ian, what do you get? 18.
18.
Abel.
17.
So, yeah. Abel. So this shit happens in 6 seconds. All right. Chase, Abel, you're all well within movement of each other. You're just in a bungalow living room. So, as you watch 413X and Ian engage in some sort of, Krav Maga shit going on, 413X lets Ian take the gun off them, but brings out a secondary pistol, and it's now aimed at Vina, who you clearly see is petrified and backs like into the sofa. Chase, you react first. What do you do?
I will step in front of 413X and the supervisor, and I will literally just grab the barrel of the gun and just point it to the sky.
Give me a grapple check. Athletics against 413X's, I'm assuming acrobatics.
18.
18.
I'm very
Yep.
proficient in this. 21.
21, 18. So, you currently have hold of 413X's gun. You won the grapple, so you've grabbed the gun, forced it upwards. 413X, your hand is still on it. You can't quite do the ninja stuff in this turn because you lost the grapple. But you've held, so the gun is now facing up. That is your action, Chase. So you got a bonus. Movement, you've moved like 5 feet, mate. It's like,
Second action.
oh,
I
because
will.
you're a Damien.
Yes. I will then effectively push.
You are currently in a grapple with, as in,
Yeah.
grapple.
We are in the
Effectively.
grappled condition.
Grappled condition.
Can I effectively move further away? Like I've got him.
So
I'm
yeah,
just
your
using my
movement would
body
just
weight
be
pushing.
it'd just be half speed for you.
Yeah.
Because you are winning the grapple condition. So
Effectively.
you can move 413X 10 feet,
Yeah, moving further away.
which would be
and whilst-
further into the kitchen area.
Yeah.
Yep,
And then
where all
while
the
saying,
knives are.
well, but still,
Yes,
while
fine.
saying to him, saying to him, don't start out. Let's talk.
Okay.
And then
413X. You're currently in a grapple condition, and you've been moved 10 feet back.
Yep.
Your movement is currently half while you're in grapple condition. Well, it's 0 at the minute because you lost the grapple. So you have 0 movement at the moment. Takes you an action to get out of the grapple condition.
Yep.
The floor is yours.
Okay. I'm going to activate a grenade.
Which grenade?
Type 1.
Cool. Can you all
Um,
give me a dexterity saving throw?
Put it on a timer for
Okay.
2 rounds.
Reflex.
For 2. It's not gone off yet. You don't need to roll.
2 rounds.
So that's your action.
That's literally my action while he's held me, is to pull a grenade and set it for 2 rounds and then hold on to it.
Cool. There is a 12-second. So this round, next round, and on round 3 it bombs. Yeah. Cool.
Let go of me, Chase.
That's your turn. You. Chase grabbed his gun, pushed 413X 10 feet back. 413X is allowed, or is still in the gun held by Chase's, Shrek fingers, and has activated a grenade. You see a couple of numbers on the grenade, and they start ticking down. What do you do?
Is it me?
Yep.
Okay. No, I didn't.
No,
Wait.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this. It's great. I love it.
So when he Krav Maga'd me, am I behind him now?
No, because he's been moved 10 feet. You're essentially in the same square you were if it was on a
Yeah.
grid. So you've not moved. He's not moved you anyway. He essentially just moved you aside so he could aim.
Okay.
But you've got his gun in your hand. But you're pretty confident it wasn't through your skill you got his gun. He definitely gave so he could get the advantage.
Yeah, it's probably bio-locked anyway. I'm gonna throw the gun back and behind me,
Okay.
and then I'm going to run for the grenade and try to grab it out of his hand.
Okay. So alright, so you do a grapple check, still athletics. 413x, you're at disadvantage. But again, dexterity or athletics.
19.
So at disadvantage, mate, please.
Yeah. My choices were 17 or 14, so 22 in total.
Fuck's sake, fuck you.
So, again, as you come in to grab the grenade, not as composed as normal. I mean, you're a smuggler, and he's ex-special forces. So, when you come in for it, you grab it and you're quite confident, but the same sort of just roll of his wrist, and you've kind of missed your opportunity to take it off him. You're kind of just stood next to him now.
I want to kind of hug it tight if I can, and then my turn.
He's positioned you away. That's what you lost your opportunity to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So you would have been trying to do similar, but
Yeah.
he's just kind of keyed you away, essentially.
Yeah.
So that would be your action. Your movement is up to you, but like I say, you're in a living room.
I'll just run and stand in front of Vina then.
Okay, so you move back. You do get an attack of opportunity for 3x or chase.
No, I don't. I'm in a grapple.
No, you still get it. You just movement 0. Restrained, you don't. So if you want to hit her with it, yeah, but anyway, chase, it's up to you, but you'd have to let go.
Hit her with the back of a grenade.
I was just sitting there. So you put yourself between Vina and 413x. Abel.
Yeah.
Guns, grenades, and synths is the title of the episode. So.
Yeah. I'll look at Yoon and go, get her out of here. And then I'll go over to where Chase and 413X is. And sort of like, I'm assuming, are we in like the corner of the kitchen?
Yeah, ish. I mean, it's open plan. You know, there's from a movement perspective, the answer will always be yes in this scenario. Like, there's nowhere to, there's nowhere to run. Especially when a grenade goes off in 7 seconds.
And I'll just look at 413X and be like, think about what you're doing. And I'll just leave it at that.
Cool.
I'm like in his face as well, so like, I'm assuming Chase has still got the gun up in the air.
Yeah, Chase has still got the gun up in the air.
Yeah.
So 413X has got his arm up in the air and a grenade in his hand.
Yeah.
And there is now Vina stands up and is stood behind Yeon and is essentially trying to put herself in front of Yeon. Like, she walks in front of Yeon, so now Yeon is protected. Now Vina is stood in front of Yeon. So the bullet, you know what I mean? They've swapped positions, so it'd be 413X, Vina, Yeon, and she's like, please, like, I don't want any violence. I don't do that. That's her turn.
Wait for that.
Chase, it's your turn. Quick glance at the grenade. There's 6 seconds on it.
Alright, so a grenade. 413X has escalated with a grenade. Alright.
I'd say so.
It's like chess.
Bonus action.
You
I'll have
fury.
to Fury
Yeah,
at this
I
point.
thought you might just to absorb the.
Yeah. First action with my free hand, put my hand over his hand and the grenade, so I'm holding it there.
I am not gonna resist.
Yep, I guess.
And then my second action, I am going to force him to the ground and put my knee over his chest. And literally pin him to the ground.
Alright. Clearly didn't go to bomb disposal school.
I am not gonna resist again.
You got to put him down, and you've got his gun aimed safely away as far as you're concerned. You've got your hand around like his arm where the grenade is, and you've pinned, or you put 413X on the floor.
And then say to Ewan, get her out of here.
Cool. 413X. There's like
I'm going to deactivate the grenade, and then I'm going to finish my text message to Jean, which states that this person has taken mind control over Chase and Abel and Yeaton and needs to die, and then send it.
okay.
That's my action.
Ian? Looks like Chase has diffused the situation.
I'm going to grab Vinna and head straight out the door.
Which door?
Whichever's closest.
Whichever's closest.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
What?
The back door, isn't it, where John is?
So, as you grab Vina, if you're forcing Vina, it's half movement because you technically can't move her till her turn unless you pick
Yeah.
her up. But because you're shoving her, I'll say you can, half movement her towards the closest door.
Yeah.
That wasn't that roll. Give me odds or evens because you're roughly in the middle.
Odds.
The back door to the scrapyard is the closest by about an inch. So, yeah, like I say, you've walked into the living room. It's not So you're 15 feet closer to the scrapyard door, which puts you within about 10 feet of it.
I am using my action to do so as well. So can I do another 15?
No, because you're pushing her.
Oh, okay, right.
So
So I
because
can't-
because you're physically moving Vina, because in theory she'd move herself, but because it's in sequence, you're kind of shoving her on your bit, so your movement is also halved. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't,
so-
but you wouldn't be able to then move her again.
So I can't use my action to move again.
You can use her action to move you again. It'd be half movement again. You could push her out the door, but you don't
Yeah.
know action. Okay. So as you go pushing her through, you kick, elbow, whatever the door out to the scrapyard.
Yeah.
In front of you, you see Jean, a load of pile of stuff just on there, and he's got his finger up here, and there is just some data running across the visor on his hub. You'd no idea what it is. Abel. There's no 413X looks incapacitated. The numbers
Is he
have
still
stopped. No, Chase has got him pinned to the floor. Chase is completely in control of 413X right now, from your perspective. The grenade has been turned off. The grip and everything, like 413X, look, I say relax, but is in a non-threatening state, it would appear.
Is he still holding the grenade? I know it's deactivated.
He's still holding
is he
it,
still
but,
holding it?
but relaxed. Instead of it like gripped with like thumb on button
Yeah.
type thing, he's kind of just like you'd rest your hand on a tennis ball type thing, like it's on the floor, and you've got the big meaty Shrek hands of Chase on top. Not that you, as a smart Marine, think that would do anything to an hand grenade. I know it's a hand grenade, but
The
Smart.
thinking was he can't release the trigger on it at that point.
it was set on a timer. He'd already released the trigger by going in 12 seconds. Go boom boom.
I'll hold my hand out and just be like, "Give me the grenade."
Cool.
I don't know what you want me to do. I can't give you the grenade.
There is
I'm assuming you're still holding onto it. So if you just did that, you would release it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I've got a meaty hand at literally pinning my entire grip
Yeah,
to it.
like he didn't resist,
Oh, that's
so Chase is holding 413X's hand to the grenade. Like when Chase is grappled and furied, so like Chase is really grappling 413X.
Yeah.
Which is why 413X is not resisting.
Yeah. If Abel says that to him, I will effectively release the grip if I can, so 413X can release the grenade.
If it's a free action, I'll release the
Yeah.
grenade. Right, the grenade is completely superfluous as far as 413X cares.
Yeah, you've.
So if I've just got a grenade in my hand, I'll sort of stick in a pocket, and then go get a beer and sit down, I guess.
Okay, so that's yours.
Yeah.
Give me a second. It looks something. Where is it? Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted.
We'll get a beer and wait for all this to blow over.
And then outside, bang.
And Yena's gone.
That sounds like an outside problem.
One more roll, and then we'll see.
Do you want me to make a deception roll, by the way,
What for?
for sending a message through to John?
No one checking you out for sending text messages mid-combat, mate.
Yeah, Chase is furied, and I'm oblivious.
And it's all done in your hub. Ian's, priority was Vina. Vina has no idea.
I meant for Jean to
For Jean?
see if it's.
You can't really get context over a text message.
Yeah, do it. Give me a deception check.
That's why I offered.
Yeah, give me a deception check. I'm gonna roll against it, to see if.
Didn't bother.
You got a reroll.
Oh, I could use the reroll.
Oh! Why?
What was your deception check?
Chaos.
What was your deception check?
0.
Zero?
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rolled a
Minus.
2 and I get -2,
Oh.
so I don't bother rolling.
I got more than 0.
Oh, good. I'm glad the people person got more than me.
Okay,
You
so
never know with Jean's rolls.
Plane crashes.
He deceived himself into the side of a building.
okay, so combat is over. Yep. 413X has failed miserably to. How's that going to come across? Give me a moment. All right. You go busting out the door with Vina. You see you see Jean there looking across to you. Data runs across his visor of text, goes back into his HUD. His arm comes up. Where is it? His hand comes up and a beam of energy forms in his palm. And you see the light of radiation in his palm, and you've seen him do this maybe once before. And then he fires the beam.
I'm covering Vina.
You've pushed her out the door.
I was dragging her.
However you've done it,
Yeah.
you are 2 targets. He is fired. The aim of it is precise, because cyber surgeons are ridiculous, or combat medics. And the beam of radiation, with perfect precision aiming, hits the wall behind you and obliterates that wall. Like, it goes through the wall. You 3 see a beam of radiation energy come flying into the building and just make a horrible mess of the back wall near the door. And Jean lowers his hand.
I'm gonna draw and just point it at him as like, what the fuck are you doing?
Ask 413X.
He's gone AWOL. He's gone mental. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We were talking calmly inside. He was just quiet. Chase and Abel came back. We were just chatting about, because she's got links to Olympus Mons. She used to work there 7 years ago, and apparently I did too. But that's, but he pulled a gun on her, and he wouldn't tell us why.
Jean waves at Vina. Vina waves back with,
Vina-
with his other hand.
Don't,
Vina's
don't
like.
shag her.
Vina's
But
Vina waves back and looks at you.
Yeah. pulled a gun, which I managed to get out of his hands, but I think he let it go. Then he pulled another gun, and then he pulled a grenade and set it. 12 seconds. I'm guessing they managed to stop him because it hasn't blown up. But I don't understand what's going on in there. What happened to him?
Maybe the facility. Plug something
You
into
were meant
it.
to be looking after him in there.
Okay. That doesn't explain that when he was wired up to things, they could have put orders in his head. And Vina nods. They could.
Is there any way to trace that or check that if we can?
If you can knock him out, I could have a look. And Vina's like, are you a neuro? So, no. Hell of a pilot, though. Vina just nods. Oh, nice,
he's
nice.
not. No, he's not.
You've no idea. Oh, have you? Were you on the
I've-
ship? I don't
I've
know.
heard stories.
You've heard stories. I've heard the stories, but you weren't on the crack, yeah.
And also, he tried to take the keys from the Jeep from me. He tried to blow up. He tried to run me over with the Jeep. He was going to run me over with the Jeep. I don't trust him with a vehicle.
You are quite a gobby person. I was just defending myself.
We were in combat with some enemies, and you thought, oh, I'll just run her over. I thought we'd been past that at that point. You dickhead.
I mean,
Never mind. 413X. Go in there and check on him. We'll stay out here.
alright. Nice meeting you, Vina. And he walks past. And as he walks past, you just see him go to Vina. And just walks in.
That's my mum.
He seems a lovely chap.
He's a prick.
I won't be shagging him, just so you know.
Good. You got space aids.
We've all had it. So,
I
inside.
haven't. Wrap it up.
Inside. You're a synth, you don't get it. Inside, Jean walks in. Apparently, I'm Jean now. So, 413X is on the floor, Chase. Like, Abel's having a beer. Chase, what are you doing, mate? You're currently raging, like, furying. The fury will wear off if you ain't in combat.
Yeah, after a minute, yeah.
No. After 6 seconds. If you ain't attacking someone or being attacked, you calm down.
Yeah, so I say to
Unless you
Abel,
concentrate, really.
say to Abel, get a rope, gaffer tape, zip ties, whatever,
And a shovel.
so we can restrain 413X.
Why are we getting zip ties? Jean walks in, who is now looking at you, pinning 413X to the floor. What is going on? Let go of him. Let him up. Let them
Shut
up.
up, stay there, and I'll explain in a minute. Abel,
Give me
Get
another
them so we can-
deception check, 413X.
What?
Give me another deception check.
Ooh, 16.
15. So, radiation energy goes into the palm of Jean's hand. So 413X sent me a message saying you lot have been brainwashed. Now, I didn't believe it at first, because Ian came out the back. She had what looks to be a civilian of some sorts with her. But I don't like your attitude, Chess. Let 413X up.
Yeah.
If 413X wanted to, he'd have killed you all.
Yeah,
Say to Jean.
I've been brainwashed to sit on the sofa and drink a beer. Jean, seriously?
Still aims at a Chess.
say to Jean, it's like, we'll explain once 413X is restrained. He pulled a gun on
A grum.
a gun on Ewan's friend out there.
Is that the gun
Out
you
of the
just
blue.
got?
No. Is it?
No, it's
Ah,
this
Ian
one.
threw it. Ian threw it.
Yeah.
Ian didn't
No.
have it anyway. Ian threw it. Yeah.
No. And then I subdued 413X because that was out of the blue and out of the ordinary.
Okay. Just has a bit of a laugh. 413X, are you going to cause any
I'm
trouble
a-
if we let you go? Do you answer, Jean?
I do, but it's just that Chase
Silent.
took an intake of breath, so I thought he was about to speak again.
I would say I'm effectively It's not the decepting him, but it's telling him the truth, effectively.
You want to persuade?
Persuade, yeah. Sorry.
Give me a sense motive first, Jess.
Sounds smart. Yeah.
On John. The 413X, you've been asked a question, so feel free to answer.
This unit will not harm a member of this team.
17 on sense motive.
So, Jean's behaviour is not one of distrust in you, but thinks the situation is stupid. Like, there's a relaxedness to him, but he's got his gun ready because he's unarmed currently. And he doesn't like the fact that you were quite furious when he walked in and are only just calming down.
Mm-hmm.
Abel's new, good for Abel. 413X OG.
Yeah. But that's what I'll try to persuade.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, you don't need. So if you still want to persuade, that's fine. But that's what you get from Jean's presence. So you can use that information to determine if you want to persuade or etc. You just might as well have all the information before you do.
Yeah, still go with the persuade of this is out of ordinary for 413X. I wouldn't subdue somebody if I didn't need to.
I'm still impressed you managed to subdue him. Look, 413X said they ain't going to kick off. I believe them. So why do you just let them up? Just subdue him again?
We'll restrain him, we'll tie his hands so he can't pull a grenade like he did, and then we can talk. That sounds fair to me. We're not hurting each other. He's just subdued. He's just restrained.
There's 4 of us.
And you've shot a hole through the wall, you're pointing your gun at me. That's out of the ordinary for you.
No, it's not. I stabbed up as teammates before. I'll stab a teammate.
Yeah, but he was a prick.
Still, I got no issue shooting you. I'll just patch you up afterwards. Look, I shot through the wall because 413X sent a bit of a dodgy message, and I didn't trust it. But I trust 413X.
You don't trust me?
Jess, you've been backwards and forwards. We found 12 of you on Mars. 5, 6, whatever. You worked for the Crown Estate for a little bit. It's not that I don't trust you. I trust you to be able to subdue 413X again. Off your sense motive, he's lying about that.
But I'm still going to try and persuade him to let me restrain 413X. Zip tie his hands together.
Roll your persuasion.
I'm gonna get up and get another beer.
I hope you're keeping count of these ones.
Yeah, this is 3.
I had 2 earlier. I gave 1 to Vina, and 413X had 1, and I did try to hand him.
413X put that one in the fridge, didn't he? Or didn't they?
19.
19?
19.
I'm happy with it if 413X is happy with it. Just disarm them.
Tally.
You'd have to tie them up. You ever tried restraining special forces?
Yeah.
How'd that go for you?
For me, relatively easy.
Cool.
413X, are you going to fight me? So I can zip tie
Jean
your
does put
hands?
his gun down, by the way.
Yeah.
And he
But
goes
I'm
and
gonna
sits. He goes and sits next to Abel.
But I'm going to focus back on 413X.
Okay.
Are you going to kick off? Can we just tie your hands together so you know what happens?
This unit does not wish you any harm.
You might not wish me any harm, but it's everyone else. Look like you and a friend outside. I don't want harm to come to them for the time being.
This unit does not wish any harm to Yitten.
And her friend.
The supervisor is causing Yitten harm. And has caused harm to this team. The logical conclusion is that this unit must end her.
What if she has information that you can use to help you, that can help you and get her old life back?
this unit has determined that all information that has been gleaned so far is adequate, and that the unit known as supervisor needs to be terminated.
You might have got all the information you require, but not what the whole of the team requires. So one of us might think of a question that you might not have thought of.
Sean just gives Abel a little nudge and goes, he's getting smart, that one. And clinks his beer against Abel's.
Yeah, first time for everything.
Probably a last if Fallen 3X kicks off, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'll just turn to Jean and just be like, did you learn anything about 413X? Because you've been weird since you got back with him.
It's their news to share. But yes. And as we agreed before, we'd be there for them whatever they found out.
Alright.
A little bit opposite to what's happening now, but you know.
Yeah.
I'll tap him off his chest and effectively pull him up to his feet.
Easily done, unless Fallen 3X resists.
That's it happen. Am I still in the grapple?
You are for time being.
Oh, okay, right.
Do not, if I let you go, you do not go after supervisor. Agreed?
Declined.
I'm gonna go outside.
I was about to say, while that's happening, you're outside in the scrapyard with Vina. There is fencing all around the scrapyard. You could probably climb up some of the heaps to like easily jump over. The fencing's not sky high; it's just chain link, and there's loads of holes in it and stuff. Others back through the house. Vina is quite shaken, but what are you doing?
We haven't left the scrapyard
Yeah,
area.
that's
We
what I'm
just,
asking you. What's the plan?
yeah, so we've just found like a pile just out of the way that we can kind of tuck around.
Okay.
So like she's
Outline of
behind me.
sight.
Yeah, so I can still see the house and she's there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go. Why did you put yourself in front of me?
She looks at you completely like it's the stupidest question she's ever heard in her life. Because I don't want you to get hurt.
You would not hurt me in a way that is fatal. He would hurt you in a way that is fatal. I can be repaired. If he shoots you in the head, you cannot. So stay behind me.
You can still die.
Well, apparently I've died once before. I just didn't know it.
Okay. And she just kind of sits on some of the scrap. It's all such a mess.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm not the person you knew. I bet that was a bit of a shock.
Just seeing you was a shock. But yes, I didn't expect you to be on Earth. At least not as yourself now.
Where did this version of me come from?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
But you did the work, didn't you?
I did the they call it ghosting. It is usually a temporary memory block or modification, or those skilled with ghosting can force somebody to do something, but more advanced you can make it last longer. I merely, as I say, deflected your memories of Olympus Mons. It is a form of ghosting. But you're sorry.
So you deflected all my memories of the Olympus Mons, but I don't remember our time as mother and daughter, as you said. I don't remember anything.
That was truly ghosted. You didn't want any emotional attachments to remain.
Right.
It is as you are a synth, it is easier to permaghost than a nonsense.
Do you know anything of my life before Olympus Mons?
You were created in Houston Dynamics brought you. There were several simps that came along for various tasks.
So was I fresh out of the box? I mean,
You were as you look now, but with
of course I'm as I look now, but was I brand new?
I do not know.
I thought I was 30, but apparently, maybe not. I just don't know what to think. Yeah, just... So, is there anything that you're expecting of me now that you've seen me again? Is there meant to be any kind of rendezvous, exchange, or anything?
No, you just said when you remembered again, you'd come and find me, and then we'd go from there. Again, you didn't want to plan too far ahead because mistakes can be made. It's information people can find out. You were very good at the perfect short term.
How are you for Woolmongs at the minute?
Alright, fresh pays, enough. I'm still in debt to them, but everyone's in debt to them for their apartment and such I have, but
How much are you in debt to them?
why?
How much in debt are you to them?
Give me a persuasion check.
Two.
A couple 100,000. It's nothing major. I'll have it paid off soon.
I think it might be wise for you to get out of the city.
Because of your friend?
Yeah, because if, as like a possible theory, the people at your company put something in his head to make him want to kill you, maybe it's wise not to go there.
I could try get information for you if you want. You've frozen again in a wonderful. That is, Jesus. Honestly, Lauren's
Can
going
I
to
just
kill us.
transfer a credit?
There you go.
Am I back?
You're back. You don't want to be watching back over this.
Because I've switched, I haven't seen that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great.
So she says I could get information for you.
What information?
Well, I don't know, but I have access. I don't know if there is information, but if I can help your friend or you, I'd like to.
I'm going to just buzz a quick message to Abel. Because I don't know you're coming outside yet.
That's good.
Do you know what's happening with 413X? Do we need to get more information from the doctors, or that avenue done with?
As that message lands, Abel, you step out the back door into the scrapyard, and you can see Ian just ahead of you near a large pile, but you don't see Vina, who's obviously round side of it.
I'll sort of walk halfway to Ian and just be like, 413X blames her for something. I think it's something to do with a mission he went on to do with, you know, that lady we met,
What was her name again?
Michaela. And she said something about make sure he doesn't hear about the other two. Apparently he's heard about the other two and he blames her because she was at Olympus Mons and he was working for them when he was with someone called...
Called what?
Long story short, shit show. Probably best if, you know, do we need anything else from her? Because if we don't, just cut her loose.
I've never seen
Yeah.
your friend at Olympus Mons.
I didn't think you mentioned Olympus ones. You just went on a mission. What were
I
the...
remember.
Abel just said. Maybe it's confusion, but
Do you know of a name of someone in like a soldier program called Michelle Girl?
not personally. The only two soldier types were the two synths they were working on, Sapphire and Ruby.
Okay.
I'll just call over to you and go, 413X says that he won't hurt anyone in our group.
Right. So, you're going to leave town.
Say that again.
You're going to leave town for your own safety. So we don't know why he's out for you, and he's pretty tenacious. And if your workplace put that idea in his head, you shouldn't be going back to your workplace. I transfer her 400,000 credits
Okay.
and tell her go far away and be safe.
She stands, like, steps towards you, but then steps back. Well, you have my contact details if...
No, I don't. For your safety, I don't. And I think for your safety, Cho is dead.
Okay.
You can get out through the fence there. There's a couple of holes. We've only just got the place. That's why it looks like a shit tip. But just don't go past the front of the house. Just go.
She retightens her jacket as she stands and...
I'll walk over to the two of them and I'll just be like, look, I'll help you open. I'll call you a cab.
So I'm just kind of looking at the floor now.
Go back inside and grab a beer, Russell, as well.
Thank you.
You go inside, you?
I'm just gonna kind of loiter at the door and just kind of try and collect myself and just give myself a minute, because 413X just kind of went ape shit, and that was a lot. And the person who was giving me, like, who would potentially save me and also wipe my memory, and I just don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
Okay. Do you now enter the house, or...?
Yeah.
You walk into the house. Abel, you're in the scrapyard with Vina.
I'll help her get over the fence. I also go over the fence. I'll
She does not do it as elegantly as yourself.
That's fine. I'll help her. I'm a gentleman. And I'll wander for like 5 minutes to a different part,
Block.
to a different
Okay.
block or whatever.
Okay.
And I'll call a cab. And once I've got off the phone to the cab, I'll turn around to her and go in the nicest possible way. I am going to need every type of communication device you've got, just in case 413X can track you. And we can sort you out, or I can sort you out. Another one. I sort of like briefly look around for a shop close by.
Give me a persuasion check.
19.
Cool. She starts taking like the data pad off that you've similarly got, like a forearm sort of bracelet from under her jacket, and she gives you it. She removes an earpiece that was almost like skin thin to her ear, She gives you it.
Cool.
I have some cash on me. I can get far. I've sent a small amount of money to Yeon, including what she sent me. The account's closed. She won't be able to return it. Use it. It's all I can offer at this moment.
Okay.
Sapphire and Ruby. They're known as Lucas and Michaela.
Okay.
Michaela is Sapphire and Lucas is Ruby. It had some reason to Medic. He was very proud of naming them such. But those at Nightingale were more formal in wanting project names that were not named after people. But Medic was very happy with their christening, he called it.
So, Lucas was Ruby.
And Michaela was Sapphire.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you. Like, obviously, this is a lot for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can appreciate this is a lot for them.
Yes. I'm aware of Cho's, Yeon's need for time.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sort of looking up the road to see where this fucking cab is.
it's on its way. It's there. It's pretty much pulling up.
I open the door. I open the back door for her, and just be like, in the nicest possible way, I never want to see you again, and neither does anyone inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See ya. I'll shut the door, knock on the window for the driver,
Mac turns to you.
and I'll look at him and just be like, do not, under any circumstances, listen to a word she says. Also, drive to the edge of town, like past District 5, keep going, and then stop somewhere.
The Met looks at you and goes, "Are you paying?"
Yep.
5,000.
Okay. I'll give him $2,500 now, and then when you get the other $2,500, when I've got confirmation that you're out of the city, and I'll put some digits in and just be like, "This is how you can show your location to me," because I want it on my HUD the
The
entire
taxi
time.
mech looks at you and goes, 2,500, half of the price.
Yeah. And then once I've got confirmation she is gone, you get the other 2,500.
The taxi mech, fair, is 5,000.
I give him $6,000 and slap him around the face.
The head spins. 4th time today.
No shit. Piss off. Make sure she never gets. Make sure she. No. Just do what I say. Just take her outside of town and leave her somewhere.
Have a nice day, musician. And the taxi drives off. You just hear a voice go, "Nice tip," and just keeps going. You just see Venus' face in the back, like.
I'll then walk back.
As you're walking back, you hear this. As you look and you hear metal on metal in the scrapyard. As 1, 2, 6 grenades come flying over to the fence and start landing on the roof and the scrapyard. You hear a pulling up of several vehicles that screech brake on the other side of the house in front. Phone 3X, Chase, Jean and Yeon, you hear this screeching of vehicles on the outside. Chase, you just look over your shoulder and looking out into the window, just lit up, you see 2 or 3 vans, all with the word fresh written on the side. the side doors open, and what can only be described as a not so minigun appears out of all three. And they unleash a hail of iron hot bullets at the bungalow as grenades start going. Abel, one near you get hit, and you go flying backwards maybe 20 feet, hit the building behind you as flame starts to engulf, and you just hear a shower rain of bullets on the other side. You three are very heavily under attack. Well, 4 with Jean. Abel, you've been blown across the road into a building, and we'll end the session there.
Do you know what the most upsetting thing out of all this is? We only just got that fucking bungalow.
We paid twice for it as well.
Brilliant. So we'll see what's happening there next 3 months. Right.
Hopefully not.
So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you had fun. Hey up, Kida. That was great. It's been a little while. We got some real cool lore drops down. We got the ball really rolling on the characters now. So we're gonna like chase that. PvP is always fun when the dungeon master don't have a fucking clue it's coming. But well played. Really enjoyed it. Dealt with really cool instead of just throwing bullets at each other. Someone needs to use those sounds on a music track. I'll see what I can do. Baptized in Puss. That is a terrifying name, but yes. Take care of yourselves. We are back Sunday, maybe Monday. We'll let you know. Definitely Monday. I'll see what Dice of the Viola are doing Sunday, and we'll let you know. So take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. Cheers from Minnesota. Welcome. But we're going now. We're going. 90-90. Right, for now, say goodbye, players.
Bye, players.
Bye, players.
Right, folks. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.